morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lico Kenobi. And before we get started, I would like you guys please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So, ever since Thunderbolts came out, you got audiences, according to the Rotten Tomatoes, giving it a positive. So let's take a look at the positives. We see that it's got a 88% in the critics and a 95% in the audience score. Okay, fine. People liked the movie. All right. But here's the problem. I've been reading articles on what's been going on, how much money the Thunderbolts has been making, and it's projected to make less than the Marvels. It's projected to make less than the Marvels. Now, I looked at I went onto my Fandango when I normally go to watch movies to get the movie tickets. Not all theaters are full. Not all the scenes are full. You could get like maybe 15 seats per theater. Less than 15 seats are full, are there. But the thing is this. Let's take a look at the box office record. This is as of Friday. Friday, it made $31,500,000, according to what I'm seeing here. And this is just Friday. But, if you look at Captain America Brave New World, it made $40 million. So the Thunderbolts made less than Captain America Brave New World. Now, however, did it make now let me look at this one. Let's check this out for the hell of it. The Marvels. Go to the Marvels. Yes, there we go. According to the Marvels, on Friday, it made $21 million. So at least it's not worse than the Marvels. It's not worse than the Marvels because the Marvels made $21 million on Friday, on the first day. So today is Sunday. I haven't gone the box office records yet for Saturday, how much money it made, and Sunday, how much money it made. So, let me see. Let me keep going. Let's do one more. The Eternals. The Eternals. Let's do one more. Let's do one more for the hell of it. All right. Domestic. So, in the Eternals, Thunderbolts made $1 million more than Eternals. It is right around the Eternals range of making money. But this was years ago. Fine, you guys can make that excuse. You can make that excuse. It was years ago. Okay, fine. But still, this is 2025. And Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts made less than Captain America Brave New World. So you can't ignore this. You cannot ignore this. So there's your results right there for the so-called Thunderbolts movie. $31,500,000. You can't make that excuse. So if this movie was so good and Rotten Tomatoes' audience score is giving it a good rating, why doesn't it make more money? Who knows? Maybe there's an excuse. There could be an excuse behind it that people couldn't go because of work and because of the kids. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. I'll give it that. But still, we don't know what's going on with Friday and we don't know what's going on with Saturday. But there are projections that it's going to be making less than the Marvels. That's what they're saying right now. So let's get right onto this article. Let's get right onto this article right now. Thunderbolts opening weekend box office, a major Eternals level flop for Marvel despite strong reviews. Is there no hope for left for the Disney MCU? Let's take a read of this article and see what you guys think of this. So, Marvel Studios is starting down yet another grand milestone as Thunderbolts begins to its theatrical run. Domestic box office projections place the film's opening weekend between 70 to 75 million on paper. That might sound respectable, but in this context of Marvel's recent track record, it paints a very different picture. Now, I was just looking at this morning from Mr. Grizzly's video on YouTube, and you got these MCU chills. They're trying to rave it. That one of them is trying to say that it is very good, better than Avengers Endgame, right around the peak of Avengers Endgame. People say that it's right on track. How is it on track? Because when I did a review on it and I saw the movie, I felt bored. And of course, there was mental health issue, which I'm like, oh, brother. And then you got Yelena, who is the main star of it all, the main leader of it all. People thought it would have been Bucky, but it wasn't Bucky. It's Yelena. And of course, in the end of the movie, you see Bucky telling her, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. So I'm like, is Yelena really the leader? Give me a break, man. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I mean, Florence Pugh is a great actress. She's very nice and everything, but come on. Her character sucked, to be honest. The opening falls well. Blue Captain America Brave New World, which earned $100 million during its first domestic weekend. The film ultimately grossed just over $414 million worldwide, with a bloated budget and marketing costs factored in. It was widely deemed an abysmal financial loss for Disney. Now, Thunderbolts, a film with a reported $200 million budget before marketing and theatrical cuts, appears poised to deliver even less box office momentum than a movie already considered a misfire. Echoes of Eternals. To put this into perspective, Thunderbolts' projected debut closely mirrors that a 2021's Eternals, which opened to 71 million domestically. That the movie was widely reviewed as the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first major box office failure. Despite an ambitious creative vision and a sprawling cast, since then, Marvel has only seen volatility in its performance, culminating in what many consider its most damaging theatrical release to date, The Marvels. Yeah, like I said, dude, I did not watch Eternals, but I've heard that the movie was not that great. A coworker of mine went to see it, and he did not like it. He was not very impressed with it. I did not see The Marvels, but I heard that The Marvels was terrible. Like, terrible. You have a scene, I read in the trailer, I saw in the trailer, Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury, is telling, let me see this chick's name, Monica Rambeau, telling Monica Rambeau to go get Miss Marvel, Kamala. You need to go up there and get her, man. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Black Girl Magic now! I'm like, Black Girl Magic? Really? Give me a break. I knew that this movie was going to be bad. It was going to be terrible. Oh, Jesus. That Brie Larson film managed just $63 million during its domestic opening weekend. Thunderbolts will surpass it, of course, but not by much, and likely not enough to erase comparisons. What makes the scenario especially damaging is that Thunderbolts is actually enjoying strong audience and critics' receptions, something its recent predecessors sorely lacked. A rare positive reaction with no payoff. As opening weekend, Thunderbolts holds a critic score of 88% on Rotten Tomatoes that would put in the upper tier of the post-Endgame Marvel films. Now, on Instagram, I looked at this yesterday. I went up there on Instagram yesterday. I saw Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth posted that the whole Marvel cast that's getting ready to go with Doomsday and Secret Wars, they were supporting this movie. And I kind of figured they would do that, bro. because it's Marvel, and you got Marvel actors out there that are trying to help support the movie, man, and that's understandable, bro. That is understandable, but still, it's not going to save the movie. A rare positive reaction with no payoff. As an opening weekend, Thunderbolts holds critics' score at 88%, that would put in the upper tier of the post Endgame Marvel films. But even more telling is the reaction from audiences. 94% of the audience score is at 94 and verified at 95. So according to, let me see, let's go back here. So still right now, according to the Rotten Tomatoes, we got 80% of the critics at 95. So let's go deeper into that. So right now, the top critics rated a 90. That's 52 people reviewed it. And then the verified audience is 95%. All audience rated a 94. So I'll tell you like this. I'll give it. It's got good reviews. They say they got good reviews on it. Now, one person that I watch, D-Day Cobra, he saw the movie and he liked it. And I give him that. He liked it, and I'm not gonna judge him, of course. Everybody has their own opinion on it. And he said he liked it, and that's good. That's good for him. He liked it. To me, it just felt boring for me. For me, it just felt that boring. I was surprised by D.D. Cobra that he liked it, the movie. But like I said, is it better than Brave New World? Yes, it is better than Brave New World. It is better than Brave New World, but at the same time, it just felt boring. I mean, I know it doesn't make sense. What I'm saying, it does not make sense. Trust me. I don't make sense of it myself. But, hey, that's what it is. So let's keep going onto this article here. In another era, that kind of reception would have guaranteed strong word of mouth and a box office surge. Today, it's barely moving the needle. The disconnect between reception and results speaks volumes about the current state of the Marvel brand. Once Marvel could launch virtually any property, no matter how obscure, and turn it into a billion-dollar juggernaut. Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, these weren't household names before Marvel Studios transformed them into the box office anchors, but those days appear to be over. Broken trust and a brand in decline. What we seem to be witnessing with Thunderbolts isn't just a poor opening, it's the continued fallout of the multi-year erosion of audience confidence between inconsistent storytelling, over-reliance on streaming tie-ins, and a relentless release schedule. Marvel seems to have exhausted the goodwill it spent over a decade building. Audiences once lined up sight unseen for anything bearing that Marvel Studios logo. Now even a well-reviewed film is being met with indifference. It's not about quality anymore, it's about trust. And Marvel has lots of considerable amount of it. The brand fatigue has been accelerated by a string of projects perceived as lackluster or politically driven, not to mention major delays, behind the scenes controversies, and shifting leadership. Audiences who once felt invested in an ununified cinematic experience are now unsure what, if anything, connects these films, or whether they're worth the ticket price at all. Harsh financial outlook. Let's not forget the numbers. With a $200 million production budget and what is likely another $100 to $150 in the market spend, Thunderbolts will need to earn roughly $700 million globally just to hit the break-even point. That's because studios only retain about half of domestic ticket sales and even less from overseas markets. Based on this weekend's projections and given the performance of the recent Marvel entries, it's hard to see a path to that goal. International performance will help, but it's unlikely to make up the shortfall. If the film finishes in the same range as Brave New World or Eternals, it may become yet another red mark on Marvel's post-Endgame report card. The bigger problem for Disney. This isn't just about one movie. This is part of a pattern, and it underscores a larger issue for Disney. The studio has bet heavily on Marvel Cinematic Universe as a cornerstone of its entertainment strategy. But if even its best reviewed films can generate buzz or box office dollars, then the problem isn't the movies themselves, it's the brand. Yeah, like I said, dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. If people like this movie, good for you guys. Good for you. But the problem is people are not watching this movie. People are not even going in there to watch it. Because, people have lost trust in Marvel. That's one option. Or people just don't want to watch it, period. You know? That's all I got to say, bro. I mean, like I said, dude, we'll see how this goes. I will be keeping an eye on the box office on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday's box office, to see how the first weekend went. If it is going to go poorly, like Captain America Brave New World, or the Marvels or the Eternals, it is in deep trouble, man. Marvel is in deep trouble. So, we'll see. So, thank you all for watching this video, and thank you for being part of the channel. So, please, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you all so much, and I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.